Hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Thomas, you spoke last week about how it's difficult for any team to play a nice, fluid, pretty game against a team like Porto. So does that mean you might take a bit more of a direct approach tomorrow night?
Well, we tried in the first leg and it did not work out. Did not always work out during this match. I think you have to accept against Porto that it's a little bit of up and down. In some minutes, you can push them with quality back to their own half. In some minutes, we managed to control the match, to create half chances, to find some space in for acceleration, to have good counter pressing. In some minutes, they escape the pressure. In some minutes, they can be very, very dangerous with runs, with dribblings, and with individual quality. Sometimes they overload sides and make you really, may give you a lot of questions to answer. They're very strong in set pieces. So it's a little bit of that. So in the first leg, we experienced this a little bit of up and down, that you don't control a whole half or more than 5 to 10 minutes, and then the momentum shifted a little bit. And this is maybe what you have to accept against them, and what we have to accept for tomorrow. If it happens again, don't worry, it's normal. It happened in all Champions League matches against City, against Juventus. It's a totally normal thing because they have a lot of quality. They are a proud club, very emotional team, and this is what we have to accept, and that we should not over expect from us, or lose our tempo, or lose patience because of these moments where it's getting difficult.
Ian Bolton, Sky Sports News.
Thomas, hi. Look, you play against Porto, and then you've got Manchester City at the weekend. Just how significant are these next two matches for you in terms of finishing the season with a trophy?
Yeah, well, if we want to finish the season with a trophy, we should better win those matches. Otherwise, could be difficult. Otherwise, could be difficult because Premier League title will not be our job to lift a trophy at the last match day of Premier League this season. Yeah, but what does it help to reflect too much about it? I mean, we have to play the game tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and the most important for me is that we're fully focused on what we do, that we forget that we have already a result, that we forget what we did in Crystal Palace, because it's the past, and there's nothing more interesting in football than the past. Everything that counts in high-level sports is the next competition, and the next match arrives tomorrow. So full focus on tomorrow. We can be absolutely self-confident because we have a strong squad. We have a strong bond in the squad. The squad can rely always on their work rate, always on their intensity. We are always tough, but we are always a tough team to play against. And so the fight is on for tomorrow. Don't be afraid of nothing. Take the chances which are there, and that means we play in 3 competitions, and hopefully at the end of the week, we are still in there in 3 competitions. Tomorrow is no trophy to win. Saturday is no trophy to win. But of course, these are matches where we take decisive steps in the competitions. We are well aware. Everybody can discuss their heads and break their heads about it. But we are there to play football, and this is the target, and this is the challenge actually, to not lose focus.
Sergio Oliveira.
Hello, Mr. Thomas Tuchel. Sergio Oliveira from Sport TV Portugal. You, of course, have the advantage and the home advantage, whatever that means, in Sevilla. How does this change your approach to the match? Can we expect a more passive Chelsea, expecting the approach of Porto to maybe get some mistakes from the Portuguese team?
We don't approach games like this to talk about the result we have and then change the approach to our game. I think for us it's important that we, in the end, get fully focused on us and play the best game possible again, because this increases all the chances to have a result. I think in terms of adapting to the result, is easier for Porto because they know very, very well what they need to do. They need to score 3 goals if they want to go through. So for them, it's absolutely clear. For us, if we start in this, we could absolutely lose our head, because what does it mean? That is enough to lose 1-0. It's good to have a draw. It's better to have a 1-0 for us. Why should we enter in this thinking? This is the challenge, to not lose your head about this. Just go out and do good training today. I hope we embrace the challenge. I hope we feel it, that this is a match that everybody waits for since he's a little kid and a little boy. Everybody wants to play Champions League. Everybody wants to be part of it. Everybody wants to have a decisive match. And forget the result. Like I said, it's the past. We have to deliver again tomorrow. If we don't deliver, you cannot expect any results. So we should rely on what we do good and what we are best in, and we will not change our approach to a game because of a result that we had last week. We are what we are. We have a certain way of playing, and we will try to bring it to the best levels, and then we see. Because the game will ask many questions that we cannot think about right now, and we have to be free in our minds to react on all situations on the pitch.
Nick Purewall.
Hi, Thomas. You said at the weekend that obviously Kai Havertz doesn't need to be an emotional leader for you. That's obviously not his natural way. I just wondered, who is your emotional leader? Obviously, you said Porto are an emotional side. Just wondered who your emotional leaders are, and given the context of the match you've just been talking about, how important will it be for them to set the tone tomorrow night?
Oh, honestly, you don't want to be in a fight with Toni Rudiger and Aspi and Kova and all our emotional guys. You don't want to be in a fight with them, because they're ready to fight, and it's their nature to show it on the pitch and to protect the interest of our team, which is very, very important. But what was the second part of the question?
And so, and just how important will it be for those guys like Toni and Aspi and those guys to set the tone for a big match?
Yeah, they are there, and we can rely on them because it's their nature. Nobody needs to do stuff which is against their nature. You can totally rely on them. I think that it's, for me, when I was a player on lower level, and for me it was always important when you have big matches, when you can feel the tension, you look around in the dressing room, and when you go out of the tunnel, you look around who's next to me. You feel confident, and I'm pretty sure that our guys feel very, very comfortable when they look around and see whom they can rely on. The best thing tomorrow, nobody needs to do it alone. Nobody. We are out there together. Everybody on the pitch will help each other, and we will help from the bench and from the stands and the guys who come off the bench. We do this together tomorrow, and we will push hard for the best outcome, you can be absolutely sure. And that means that we have 90 minutes to fight for, a minimum of 90 minutes to fight for, and we will do it to achieve a big goal.
Jacob Steinberg.
Hi, Thomas. It's good to have N'Golo back after the hamstring injury that he picked up on international duty. I'm just wondering, with such a huge week coming up, how do you feel he is at the moment? Is he able to, fit in these 2 games in such a short space of time potentially? Are you having to manage him in a different way, because he obviously has now quite a long history of hamstring problems?
Yeah, first of all, I was unbelievably happy when he told me that he will travel with us last week to Sevilla, because I didn't expect it. The plan was that he arrives in the game against Crystal Palace. So he arrived before, which was amazing. He was confident enough to go on the pitch. He was strong enough to help us the last 15-20 minutes with all his quality and intensity. So now he lacked the downside of this decision and of this wonderful decision in the situation was that he lost a bit sleep after the travel issues from Sevilla back, that he lost more workload in training because he was here sitting on the bench playing only 20 minutes. The next day he suffered from traveling. He could not train like he's normally would use to train. So that was the downside. We decided again to bring him from the bench against Crystal Palace. And honestly, this decision I will take tomorrow morning when I see him today in training, and then when we reflect on all the others, how they feel in central midfield. Normally it's hard to imagine a game like this without Engie on the same time. We need to really be absolutely careful about him personally, that we don't take risks with his health and with his injury situation. So the question maybe for tomorrow is, do we want him to start, or do we absolutely want him to finish the game for us? Because there's also a possibility of 120 minutes. This is the question, and honestly, it's not answered yet. I will do this tomorrow morning with my staff.
Last question, James Robson.
Hi, Thomas.
Yeah, hi.
When you arrived, when you took over, you were very honest. You didn't hide from the fact that there was pressure on you to win trophies straight away at Chelsea, despite the position they were in. I wonder if, given your record in this competition, given the two-legged nature of it as well, did you see the Champions League as maybe your best chance of a trophy in this first season?
But we have FA Cup also in semi-final. Once you are in second leg in a quarter-final in Champions League, you will not find any team who does not have the goal to arrive in semi-final, and from there in final. You will simply not find it. They are all competitors, and we are in semi-final of the FA Cup. That means we play to arrive in the final, and if we arrive, we will play to win it. Like you said, I was very clear because there is nothing to hide. Chelsea is a club that provides a structure and a culture and the quality to any team and to any coach where you can win titles, where you can win games consecutive. And if you win games consecutive, you can, of course, win titles, because Chelsea is the club that has the culture and the history and the mentality to do so, and the quality and the structure. So I am here to win titles. I'm here to win games, and as a result, to win titles. This is what I demand of myself. So why should we now say anything different, that we want to win in 5 years or in 2 years or in 3 years? I don't know what's then. Now is the time. But honestly, we can talk on now for hours and hours, and we can admit it. But tomorrow is a game to play, and there is no tougher match than the next game, and there is no other obstacle than to overcome than Porto tomorrow. And we should not get lost in dreams and hopes and speeches and whatever. We are here to focus the reality and to accept the reality. And the reality is that we have a hard battle to fight in second leg of quarterfinal. And this is what we do. And hopefully after tomorrow we can talk about semi-final. But first is we need to deliver. Me as a coach, my staff, and the players in the end on the pitch. And this is why we are here.
Okay, that's the end of the press conference. Thank you for joining. For Thomas, stay on this line for Ben Chilwell, who will